losing time, I'm fading fast. I just wanna make it last. Try to let go of the past. I close my eyes, embrace the blast. Sleepless nights and headaches stack. Restlessness to hell and back. What's my purpose? What do I grab? A slippery surface, a heart attack. And sometimes you just gotta believe there's something that'll give you relief. There's something that'll have what you need, what you need. We're broken, it's tragic, we're not all elastic, but maybe there's magic. Believe you could have it, and I know of sadness, the anxious and panic, the infinite vastness of all that is blackness.
Hey guys, how you going? Surprise! I thought I'd just pop on. I told you I'd be here the day or the day after or whenever, so I'm here. Hey MJ, hey Rails, hey Missy T, hey Alex, how you going? Hey Alana, how you doing? Okay, let's get into what's going on. Because there's a bit going, well, not really, it's pretty quiet at the moment, but there are things going on in the background. So, in the meantime, let's have a look. Liz Crokin said the people have spoken. Any journalist who actively and knowingly covered up crimes against children should be criminally charged. I wish you all well. Which is a saying that Trump actually said about Epstein or Bill Clinton. Can't remember. Yeah, it's sarcasm.
Pizzagate, a bogus news story suggesting that Bill and Hillary Clinton were running a sex ring.
A lot of uninformed, gullible people. How can you be this stupid to believe that? The Twitter fight pitted supermodel Chrissy Teigen against Liz Crokin, a self-described journalist.
Hollywood, you are on notice!
Each state put pedophile in positions of power for literally decades.
Go Liz. Should journalists who actively and knowingly covered up crimes against children be criminally charged as accomplices? Well, apparently 99% of the public, out of 5,638 votes, says yes. I agree. They should. Dom Lucre, breaker of narratives, says, what's your favourite movie from Will Ferrell? Can you believe this photo isn't a part of one of those movies? Do you remember this? The gala where the heads in the table, and those heads didn't look happy, believe me. And they're all wearing lab coats, and there were skeletons on the table, and they cut up a cake that looked like Debbie Harry, and Debbie Harry cut into it. And there was another one. I can't remember who the other one was. Anyway, we'll have a look at more of that shortly. I know I've been through it before, but we'll go through it again. Concerned Citizen said, who do you think's the most effed up satanic Hollywood star out there is? Who do you think the most effed up? Okay. I'm going with Lady Gaga on this one. Remember this picture? I've got to redo the video that I had up before about this ball and the Rothschilds and their surrealist ball with the weird masks, and they just get weirder over time by the look of it. Crystal Mitchell said, asked 3 different staff members at Coles for the location of hot water. You know what a hot water bottle is, don't you? You know, the things you put in your bed to keep you warm at night? Yeah, those little rubber thingies with the little nozzle on top. So this lady asked 3 different staff members at Coles for the location of hot water bottles. All 3 sent this person to different parts of the store where thermoses were kept. Eventually got a staff member to go get me one. She brought me back a thermos. So what do you call a hot water bottle? A thermos is a thermos. Do people not know what a hot water bottle is? Oh my God. 3 different staff members didn't know what a hot water bottle was. That's shocking. Okay, the Gateway pundit said Epstein trafficking ring. JP Morgan Chase's defence motion reveals shocking Virgin Island officials' involvement in the pedophiles' criminal activities. Former US VI First Lady was a paid Epstein employee. She was paid by Epstein, an employee, and she was a member of the government. Oh no. Oh my God. A. Margaret AP1 said, was every corrupt Democrat in Hollywood in bed with Epstein and Maxwell? Always forever with President Trump. Jeffrey Epstein looks uncomfortable around Adam Schiff. And by the way, why is there a dildo by the lamp? Why? Was Epstein... Oh, Epstein looks a bit funny there. Maybe maybe he's sitting on something he shouldn't be. Adam Schiff's smiling because he's Shifty Schiff. Is there anything else we can gather from this picture other than that thing sitting there? Dear God. Robert Bradley Jones said the US Virgin Islands and JP Morgan Chase are trading allegations about their respective roles in allegedly enabling Jeffrey Epstein's trafficking of young girls to the Caribbean. Or Caribbean, however you want to say that. Here's where they start to blame each other. Ian Yeager says, breaking Ghislaine Maxwell may reveal people on the Epstein client list. Do you support making the list public? Well, yeah. I think everybody does. But we've seen... the names in Ghislaine Maxwell's little black book. We were shown Epstein's calendar, but the names in Ghislaine's little black book were kept hidden from the public by Ghislaine Maxwell's trial judge. According to Time, at the time of the trial, the majority of contents of Government Exhibit 52 were concealed from court records. Federal prosecutors, on the other hand, claimed in a complaint filed on November the 12th that the book includes compelling proof of Maxwell's guilt. According to the petition, the book has dozens of pages of relationships, including relatives and acquaintances of the defendant. The book would also show Maxwell maintained contact information for essential persons at trial, including victims, according to the government. I have seen something, I'm not sure if it's... I've seen an address book. It seems to have all the phone numbers and addresses, but that could have been Epstein's one. There could be a Ghislaine Maxwell one. They are bold, confusing assertions that Miss Maxwell denies, according to Maxwell's counsel, according to Maxwell's attorney. The book's contents are neither legitimate nor substantial, and the fact that it didn't come out until 2009 demonstrates there's no significance that can be attributed to the material. Do you trust the mainstream media? Nope. I do have to put an email in there. No, it's okay. Forget about it. The more I put my email into places, the more spam emails I get. Anyone else find that? Videos Hall of Fame said crazy guys break onto Epstein's Island.
J.E. We did it. We did it. We gotta go.
Is that it? Are they not gonna... Is no one going inside? What's going on? They can't get in, probably. Yeah, show us the inside. Luke Radowski also got on there many years ago, which he runs a channel called We Are Change. You can always go and look that up. And Rusty Shackelford flew a drone over the island. These guys are just getting photo ops by the look of it. A little disappointing, but, you know, there's something at least. Looks very quiet on the island. Okay, Ariel said, when Eminem made reference to Michael Jackson case in this song Just Lose It, released in 2005, many people were bothered given the acquittal with no conviction of Michael Jackson, which would have resulted in Michael Jackson losing his 50% stake in Sony Music Division. Guess who was on Epstein Island? Hello? When Eminem did a diss on Michael Jackson in 2005, Michael made no comments. He went and bought Eminem's whole catalogue and then got paid every time Eminem performed. Okay, EE, or however you say that. Barack Obama had a secret relationship with pedophile Jeffrey Epstein and lied about it. New Epstein documents revealed Obama's connection to... What do you think? The thing that they tried to say wasn't real many years ago, mind you, I was following this too, and it looked very real, including Podesta's emails from WikiLeaks. And a number of Obama's high-level staff continued meeting regularly with Epstein years after he was convicted of being a pedo, and the MSM knew and have been covering for Obama for years. Now let's have a listen to this guy. It goes for a little while, but he's very good at spelling it out.
Barack Obama's secret relationship with the notorious paedophile Jeffrey Epstein has been exposed by a bombshell release of a trove of new documents, and mainstream media, including Fox News, have been covering for the former president for years. The new trove of documents that reveal the circle of elite VIPs who continued associating with Epstein years after he was a convicted paedophile is much wider than previously thought. The documents also prove that former President Barack Obama lied to the American people about his relationship with Epstein. A number of Obama's high-level staff continued regularly meeting with Epstein years after he was convicted of paedophilia, according to the release of documents which include, for the first time, Epstein's personal calendar. In 2014, current CIA Director William Burns had 3 meetings with Jeffrey Epstein when he was Obama's Deputy Secretary of State, a full 8 years after Epstein had been convicted of child sex crimes, according to a Wall Street Journal report. Burns and Epstein first met in Washington prior to Burns visiting Epstein at his Manhattan townhouse, according to a trove of leaked documents that include Epstein's schedules, which were not contained in Epstein's little black book of contacts or flight logs. In 2014, there was simply no excuse for meeting multiple times with the convicted paedophile. But it gets even worse. Obama's personal White House attorney, Catherine Ruemmler, also had dozens of secret meetings with Epstein, none of which were disclosed at the time or explained by the Obama White House. Why did Obama's attorney need to meet with the notorious paedophile dozens of times? And why was all of this a high-level secret? Remember when Obama said he was going to run the most transparent White House in US history? It turns out that was just a diversion from the lying tongue of America's biggest fraud. There is a reason other VIP elites have been questioned regarding their Epstein links. Even Bill Gates has been dragged over the coals. After this quick break, we will expose exactly why there hasn't been a peep about Obama. Mainstream media are under orders from the deep states not to question anything about Barack Obama's extremely shady backstory. They are also under orders not to ask any obvious questions about his personal life, including his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. This is called state censorship, but we shouldn't be surprised. Obama has been protected by the alphabet agencies and deep state long before he was elected president. The fact is he was selected, not elected, and everything about him and his life is a lie. Graduates from Obama's Columbia University class admit that they have no memory of him at all. This is strange considering that Obama was supposedly a star student and the top of his class. Then there is his marriage to Michelle, or Michael as Obama continually slips up and calls her in public.
Men and women of the finest military in the world. Most of all, Admiral Mullen, Deborah, Michael and I.
Does anything scare him?
You know, well, when Michelle's mad.
Even Obama's own family admits that Michelle is actually a man. According to Malik Obama, Michelle is actually a man, and she has political ambitions that he is determined to blow up by revealing the truth about her. Malik's claims are supported by official government documents. Former First Lady Michelle Obama was registered to vote as a man from 1994 until 2008, according to official documents obtained from the Illinois State Board of Elections. The official documents also reveal that Obama officially changed her sex from female in 2008, the same year her husband was running for the presidency. We made a whole video about these damning records, which were obtained by a Freedom of Information Act request. At this point, we have to ask, is there anything real about America's first black president? Or are Barack and Michelle Obama the biggest con jobs in history? According to Larry Sinclair, who knew Obama back when he was an Illinois state senator, there are plenty of skeletons in Obama's closet.
I mentioned I could use a line or two to wake up. Senator Obama asked me if I was referring to coke, and I stated I was. After stating I was, Obama stated he could purchase cocaine for me and then made a telephone call. This too is significant, from a cell phone to a presently unknown individual, during which Senator Obama arranged the cocaine purchase. Senator Obama and I then departed the bar in my limousine and proceeded to an unknown location, where Senator Obama exited the limousine with $250, which was provided to him by me. Returned a short while later with an 8-ball of cocaine, which he gave to me. I did ingest a couple of lines of cocaine, and shortly thereafter, Senator Obama produced a glass cylinder pipe and packet of crack cocaine from his pocket. Obama then smoked the crack cocaine. I performed fellatio on Senator Obama in the limousine during the time Senator Obama was smoking crack cocaine, after which I had the driver take me to my hotel, the Comfort Suites, Gurnee, Illinois.
Larry Sinclair said that the only reason he came forward was because the rest of the people in Obama's close-knit social group from that period all died under suspicious circumstances. Obama was a member of Jeremiah Wright's Trinity Church for 20 years. Wright was briefly the subject of controversy in 2008 when ABC News revealed his anti-American sermons included instructions for black Americans to stop singing God Bless America and start singing God Damn America. ABC was told to stop investigating, but independent outlets spoke to several well-placed sources within Chicago's gay community, as well as veteran political sources in the city, who reported that Wright was running what they called a down-low club, essentially a matchmaking service for gay married black professional members of the church. 3 homosexual members of Obama's Trinity Church conveniently died within 6 weeks of each other when Obama was running for president.
They'd been Obama-sided.
Larry Bland was murdered execution style on November 17, 2007. Nate Spencer reportedly died of various exotic illnesses, including HIV. And Young was murdered execution style on December the 24th, 2007. Young's mother spoke out about her suspicions that her son was murdered to protect Obama's reputation and assure his political future as the president, but she was quickly silenced by the establishment. Democrats in the mainstream media also worked overtime on damage limitation after Obama was exposed ordering items on the FBI's list of paedophile code words. WikiLeaks emails also revealed that Obama spent a fortune ordering so-called hot dogs to the White House for a private party during his presidency. I think Obama spent about $65,000 of the taxpayers' money flying in pizza dogs from Chicago for a private party at the White House not long ago. Assume we are using the same channels. Stratfor employee Fred Burton wrote in an email posted to WikiLeaks' The Global Intelligence Files, which is very strange considering outside food is not allowed to be brought into the White House. When visiting chefs cook there, they can't bring in pre-prepared sauces, as all ingredients must be obtained from the kitchen staff through secret and secure sources. So why was Obama personally ordering so many hot dogs and pizzas? And why so much? According to the FBI, pizza is code word for young girls and hot dogs for young boys. If the mainstream media won't do their job and report on real news, then somebody has to do it. Here at The People's Voice, we are determined to continue exposing the crimes of the elite and report on the real news that the mainstream media is suppressing.
Very good video. Says a whole lot in one short video. Illuminati bot said the presidential advisor who introduced Epstein to Clinton found dead by hanging with gunshot wound to the chest. Is this a new one or the old one? There's so many of these, it's not funny. They hang themselves and shoot themselves at the same time. Or one after the other, and I don't know which one goes first. Oh, that was Mark Middleton. Yeah, that was 2022. I thought it was an older one. Benny Johnson said Trump is expected to be indicted next week for the classified documents scandal at Mar-a-Lago. Remember when they found classified documents from Joe Biden in his garage next to his Corvettes and in Chinatown? Will Biden get indicted too? Or is this just a one-sided... Oh my God, I was going to read one-sided pony to sabotage the Trump campaign. A one-sided ploy to sabotage the Trump campaign. They're trying anything they can. YNWA 2.0 said the Victorian CHO, that's here in Australia, Brett Sutton, openly told you that in the interest of public health, you were mandated to take an experimental jab that the state and federal MPs were exempt from. But you just took it, no questions asked. I'm not a cooker. No, that's what they call conspiracy theorists here in Australia.
Mandatory vaccination directions. I understand Commonwealth employees and court staff are exempt from the mandate.
Oh, yeah, that's not a watering down. That's specific advice, legal advice, and supported by the Solicitor General that there are constitutional and other legal protections for some of those groups that mean that a mandate was really not a recommendation for those groups.
And does that apply to MPs too? I mean, are those state MPs in the Parliament?
Yeah, I believe so. Again, legal impediments or legal recommendations that MPs can't be within those mandates. That's not to say that there aren't other mechanisms for MPs to be managed, but the Treasurer can speak to that.
Ah, he was smiling as he walked away there.
MPs are no longer part of the public health
And he's back.
order.
No, MPs have not been part of the mandate for legal advice around that. But as I understand it, not required for MPs in Victoria as well.
Oh, but for the public it is. Sick people, these people, honestly. And I think a lot of them are running right now. I believe Mark McGowan, who runs Western Australia, is about to resign before the whole truth comes out. Nick O'Reilly said, Greta, how dare you? Thunberg is the great-granddaughter of Lionel Walter Rothschild. Would you have guessed it? I know some people knew already in my comments. The Road Knights said they called it the stolen generation here in Australia. With Aboriginals, they call it the stolen generations because they'd rather lie that their children had been taken for no reason than admit that they abrogated their responsibilities and allowed them to be abused or neglected. Some never take responsibility because that's what the stolen generation was about in Australia, and they say that the white men came in and stole the children from the Aboriginals. No, the same thing was happening back then. They were poor kids, and even the women, they get attacked, they get raped, they get lots of things happening to them, abused really badly. And a lot of them I think a lot of them handed their children over to save their children from being killed. James Lindsay said Vladimir Putin is playing a savvy political game. Okay, let's see what he says. Oh my goodness, this is going to take me ages to read. Hang on. Okay, what does he say? We look in amazement at, hang on.
At the processes underway in the countries, which have been traditionally looked at as the standard bearers of progress. Of course, the social and cultural shocks that are taking place in the United States and Western Europe are none of our business. We are keeping out of this. Some people in the West believe that an aggressive elimination of entire pages from their own history, reverse discrimination against the majority of the interests of a minority, and the demand to give up the traditional notions of mother, father, family, and even gender. They believe that all of these are the mileposts on the path towards social renewal. The advocates of so-called social progress believe they are introducing humanity to some kind of a new and better consciousness. Godspeed, hoist the flags, as we say. Go right ahead. The only thing that I want to say now is that their prescriptions are not new at all. It may come as a surprise to some people, but Russia has been there already. After the 1917 revolution, the Bolsheviks, relying on the dogmas of Marx and Engels, also said that they would change existing ways and customs. And not just political and economic ones, but the very notion of human morality and the foundations of a healthy society. The destruction of age-old values, religion, and relations between people up to and including the total rejection of family. We had that too. Encouragement to inform on loved ones. All this was proclaimed progress and, by the way, was widely supported around the world back then and was quite fashionable, same as today. The fight for equality and against discrimination has turned into aggressive dogmatism bordering on absurdity. When the works of the great authors of the past, such as Shakespeare, are no longer taught at schools or university because their ideas are believed to be backward. The classics are declared backward and ignorant of the importance of gender or race. In Hollywood, memos are distributed about the proper storytelling and how many characters of what color or gender should be in a movie. This is even worse than the agitprop department of the Central Committee of the Communist Party of the Soviet Union. Countering acts of racism is a necessary and noble cause, but the new cancel culture has turned it into reverse discrimination, that is, reverse racism. The obsessive emphasis on race is further dividing people, when the real fighters for civil rights dreamed precisely about erasing differences and refusing to divide people by skin color. I specifically asked my colleagues to find the following quote from Martin Luther King.
Oh, you bugger. Hang on. I'll get there.
Which have been traditionally looked at as the standard bearers of progress.
Where is that?
Of course, the social and cultural, but by their character. But the new cancel culture has turned it into reverse discrimination, that is, reverse racism. The obsessive emphasis on race is further dividing people, when the real fighters for civil rights dreamed precisely about erasing differences and refusing color. From Martin Luther King. I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by their character. This is the true value. However, things are turning out differently there. By the way, the absolute majority of Russian people do not think that the color of a person's skin or their gender is an important matter. Each of us is a human being. That is what matters. In a number of Western countries, the debate over men's and women's rights has turned into a perfect phantasmagoria. Zealots of these new approaches even go so far as to want to abolish these concepts altogether. Anyone who dares mention that men and women actually exist, which is a biological fact, risk being ostracized. Parent number 1 and parent number 2, birthing parent instead of mother and human milk, replacing breast milk, because it might upset the people who are unsure about their own gender. I repeat, this is nothing new. In the 1920s, the so-called Soviet Kulturträgers also invented some new speak, believing they were creating a new consciousness and changing values that way. Not to mention some truly monstrous things when children are taught from an early age that a boy can easily become a girl and vice versa. That is, the teachers actually impose on them a choice we all supposedly have. They do so while shutting the parents out of the process and forcing the child to make decisions that can upend their entire life. They do not even bother to consult with the child's psychologist. Is a child at this age even capable of making a decision of this kind? Calling a spade, this verges on a crime against humanity, and it's being done in the name and under the banner of progress. Well, if someone likes this, let them do it. I've already mentioned that in shaping our approaches, we will be guided by a healthy conservatism. That was a few years ago, when passions on the international arena were not yet running as high as they are now, although, of course, we can say that clouds were gathering even then. Now, when the world is going through a structural disruption, the importance of reasonable conservatism as the foundation for for a political course has skyrocketed, precisely because of the multiplying risks and dangers and the fragility of the reality around us. President Vladimir Putin says that woke ideology is destroying Western civilization, condemning far-left progressivism, and compared it to Russia's darkest days during the 1917 Bolshevik Communist Revolution, in which the Soviets seized the means of production and overthrew the government. Most Western, and especially American, students are not taught about the Marxist tactics that ushered in at the process.
Seriously?
Inevitably comes with it. Instead, they're taught critical race theory, which is Afrocentric propaganda that is not about bringing about equality, but rather demonizing and vilifying one demographic in an effort to eradicate an existing power structure and bring about its collapse. Family values, religion, race, gender, morality, and nationalism is described as a threat.
For there is nothing new under the sun. And as it was in the days of Noah, so it shall be again. This has happened before. They keep trying. I don't know how many people know this, but they keep trying to get this stuff in. And every time so far, well, they've kind of failed. In the end, they failed. But in the meantime, they wreaked havoc on every country they've tried it in. Liz Churchill said, F you, you're a piece of... You're a pedophile. F you, you've killed people. Crowd greeting Dictator Trudeau in Woodstock, Ontario. Boycott every business this see you in the NT goes to. Let's have a listen.
Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! You fucking piece of shit! Fucking pedophile! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you, Trudeau! Fuck Trudeau! Fuck Trudeau! Fuck Trudeau! Fuck Trudeau! Fuck Trudeau! Fuck Trudeau! Fucking piece of shit!
I'm not. You guys been rude all day.
Fuck you! Fuck you, you piece of shit! Fuck you! Fuck you!
Never liked you to begin with, asshole. Fuck you, buddy. What? No one likes him. They're touching all of us. They have no respect at all.
Where is he? Really? With pink hair? You're gonna throw me like that?
Yeah.
There's a few peed off people there.
Buddy, I make double time coming out for this crap. I love seeing you guys.
You were probably there beating us in Ottawa too, weren't you? Fucking piece of shit. You probably liked it too, didn't you? You probably liked it getting fucking beaten. Fucking, you're a piece of shit. You're a fucking piece of shit. You know that?
Paid for my pool.
What'd you guys get paid an hour out there? $500 an hour?
Not even close.
Fuck, man. To beat your fucking citizens. And you're telling me you're happy that you did that? You fucking trampled an old lady. You guys fucking took me in for laying on the ground.
Somebody threw me.
And you're happy with what you did? Fuck, man, you're a piece of shit.
They paid for his pool, as he keeps saying. Should be ashamed of yourself.
Who are you? Like, what's your name?
Have a great day. Thanks. See you next time.
See you at the next one.
Who is that guy?
No, I don't see it.
Who is that guy?
These people care more about money than people. Wow. Stu Peters said becoming Michelle Obama is an autobiography detailing Michael's gender transition into becoming Michelle Obama. Has anyone read it? I don't think anyone would even... Why? I don't know. But has anyone read it to let us know if that's what it's about? Alex Briswitz? Wow, the entire DeSantis donor strategy session from their Miami globalist retreat leaked. To summarise the leak, Team DeSantis know they're in trouble and claim that 35% of voters are with Trump 10,000% no matter what. They basically tell donors that they're pretending to run to the right of Trump right now so they can try and trick MAGA voters into supporting him, but he fully plans on pivoting to the centre if nominated. Fortunately, MAGA voters are much smarter than Rob's swampy consultants think we are, and we won't be fooled. Leaked DeSantis camp audio moved to the middle after primary Clinton's approach to abortion. There you go. Stick with a person who can get the job done. The person who has the balls to get the job done. Is that Al or AI, Tassie Devil? Said, so I just went to order a banoffee pie from a coastal town in Victoria. The reply was, I'm afraid I cannot make the pie as council health regulations stipulate I cannot use fresh cream as a filling in my cakes. Fresh cream in a cake. Banned. I mean, come on. Seriously. This is why I have bought a cake a couple of days ago, right? And it said fresh cream. And it wasn't fresh cream, it was buttercream. Very sweet buttercream, actually. And it wasn't nice. I don't like that. I like fresh cream in a sponge cake. I'm going to have to make my own now. I've got to learn how to make a sponge cake. Got to separate the eggs or something, don't you, to make a sponge cake? I can do that. It's easy enough. But I mean, yeah, I don't know. Fresh cream, banned. No fresh cream for you. Or me. Or anyone. Strange times we're living in. Aussie bots said Australia Day cancelled, Anzac Day cancelled, racist and groomers to be celebrated every second day. Australia has fallen to the woke mind virus. Help! Okay, Baron of Burleigh replied to Tanya Plibersek. Makes me sick just saying that name. How about we have some facts? The stolen generation was not stolen. They were children taken to protect them like they should be today, but aren't because of your virtuous BS. The children in Roebourne beg daily to be stolen like many across the country because they're going through some really bad stuff. And that's in response to Tanya Plibersek saying, today is National Sorry Day. I thought we did this years ago. Anyway, commemorating the ongoing pain of the stolen generations, which weren't actually stolen. Saying sorry is important, but we match our words with deeds. Today is also 6 years since the Uluru Statement from the Heart called for constitutional recognition plus a voice. And she's saying, let's get this done. Well, let's not. I don't like this lady at all. I like this comment more than I like that lady because it's truthful. Liz Churchill said, where the hell's the oncology medical community? There's a true epidemic of cancer, cancers that haven't previously been seen, and Japanese scientists that proved that SV40, an aggressive cancer gene, was in the things, stating it's malicious. Where's the outrage? Yeah, I'd like to know where all the oncology medical people are. Why aren't they speaking up? And what else was SV40 put into? Wasn't that put into the MMR? Oh, the 18-month one for children. That one. Oh, seriously. It's been put in these things for a long time. Laura Loomis said, I'm really tired of conservatives who don't understand the concept of taking the gloves off. Because even Jesus threw the tables, right? He even got peed off. Everyone wants to play nice and tell me I'm too vicious, and then when rhinos like Governor DeSantis or Speaker McCarthy turn around and stab everyone in the back, people just want to complain. If you're not willing to politically neutralise an enemy at the moment, you know they are trying to sabotage you. Don't complain about it if they're successful. You either win the war with full dedication or you lose the war by caring about optics and delicacy. 2024 is it, folks. If our guy doesn't get in, this country is over. Do you care about having a future or being friends with in great influences online, time to pick your priorities. There you go. That's what some people's, are feeling at the moment. Some people have had it up to here, actually. Not up to here, but up to here. Maverick X said women don't have an Adonis belt. Oh dear. See this thing here? That is an Adonis belt, okay? Women do not have that. If they do, there might be something medically wrong with you. Maybe get help. Because there may be like some hernia or something happening that makes everything stick out. That it doesn't happen with women. John Galt said, want to bet? Antifa, in your finest twisted moments, you will still be out of your league when you step into rural America. This will be Antifa and this will be rural Americans. And it's in response to Amalek, who said, you can't defend the farms. So this person's obviously Antifa. Let's have a look. Justice, science, liberalism, atheism, former Supreme Access Commander of the Resistance American Midwest Regions. Okay. Yeah, I bet they're part of Antifa. Yeah. I wish we had arms. Alexandria Marshall said if the world's governments had completely ignored this coof and treated it as a bad flu season, every single nation would have been better off in the long run. First, they used fear as a political weapon to expand their power. Then they mandated an unsafe and ineffective commercial product. During this time, they colluded with Silicon Valley billionaires to protect their political and corporate interests by silencing the victims of this policy. As a result, healthy people at no risk from any coof have been permanently injured or died now. And finally, these goons printed so much money to bribe their way out of the catastrophe that they had triggered a worldwide inflation crisis, which they blame on citizens. Good job, Muppets. They really are. Puppets, Muppets, whichever way you want to, tag them. Feel free. Cat Turd said almost every paid Team DeSantis member is attacking me and tagging me, begging for me to respond. Why? All their accounts are dying and they've lost almost all their engagements. They know if I respond, their engagements will increase tenfold. The more I don't respond, the more unhinged they get. This amuses me to no end. None of these people get under my skin. I simply don't give a... I think it's funny. Good on you, Cat Turd. Don't bite. And Cat Turd's been a known Trump supporter. But he likes DeSantis, but not as a president. DeSantis needs to cover Florida and do what he was going to do. Especially if he's going to go mid-centre as soon as he is elected in, which he won't be. Julie Donut said the CIA killed Kennedy. The CIA and FBI, along with Bush, blew up the Twin Towers. This IRS and the Federal Reserve are just arms of the deep state and make us financial slaves. They're also private corporations. They are. The WHO gave us AIDS and COVID on purpose, and CDC, HHS, NIH and other government health agencies were their mafia. They've killed millions of people worldwide, extremely evil. The CIA have committed several planned 100 mass shootings and thousands of false flag events. The DEA and ATF help child traffickers and traffic them too. Also involved with many other crimes. The CIA is involved with child trafficking and human trafficking rings as well. 98% of Congress is either paid off or blackmailed, both parties to push the NWO Agenda 2030. The DOJ and most governors, mayors, DAs, Secretary of States, judges, lawyers are corrupt and paid off or blackmailed to push the NWO Agenda 2030. All of the above agencies and people named above are involved with mass money laundering. All public schools and hospitals are paid by this administration to push trans-gay agenda. Every agency of this government has been infiltrated by the deep state, mainly the top agents. All presidents were selected and installed by the deep state, except for Trump. Can you see it yet? Can you see why the media, who are all owned and controlled, attack Trump 24/7? Can you see it? Can you see it yet, or are you still brainwashed by the media? Can you feel the inflation? Can you see the high crime? Can you? America's under attack. We are being invaded by illegal immigrants. Millions have come, millions more will. Our government was overthrown. We're in a war with an enemy that is desperate and will do anything to take down America. They've been attacking us from within for a very long time. It's coming to an end. It is not sustainable. The truth is coming for the world to see. It's time. This enemy is pure evil. This is not hyperbole. We keep fighting, we keep speaking truths, we keep shouting out our victory. Know that we already won. Be patient, be loud, be prepared. God is in charge and we will be victorious. We are in his army. Trump is in his army. Trump was chosen for such a time as this, so do not fear. God bless America and God bless Donald J. Trump. On we go. I agree. Mike Sington said Google. Google celebrates Pride Month. Did you know that? Conservatives, you need to stop using Google now. Yeah, I don't use Google. I use Brave. And hopefully be aware that if you do use different apps or whatever they're called, you know, the different things, but sometimes Google inserts itself as the search engine inside it. You've got to make sure that it's not Google. The redheaded libertarian said, why is everything gay? Buckle up, we're going down this gay rabbit hole. The CEI, Corporate Equality Index, is a woke credit score that judges companies, okay, I got it wrong, I thought it was the SEC. I think that was it. Yeah, okay. That judges companies based on how many woke issues they are pushing. What is woke? A word co-opted from the black community by gender activists that was infected with neo-Marxism. Who made up and gives the score? From my understanding, the Human Rights Campaign, HRC, sends lobbyists to companies and gives them a list of demands. And if they don't comply with these demands, the woke investors put pressure on the boards. Activists are mobilised, advertising campaigns are shut down, and anyone who continues to do business with the poorly scored company will also be penalised. And who is funding the HRC? Open Society Foundation. Who runs Open Society Foundation? Uh-oh, definitely don't Google that. Sorrows. Essentially, if you don't get a good score, the lizard god king of the world doesn't let your business exist. This fake score is everywhere and is controlling everyone and everything with threats and coercion. This despotic rot is the result of a compromised country. And hopefully one day some of these companies are going to go, F you. To those of you who Googled number 4, what's up, my bigots? The Soros Fund. Oh dear. And Elon Musk wrote accurate. There you go. Melanie Lawrence said pizza thing isn't just about a single pizza joint. In fact, the whole thing started because of weird and suspicious emails from and to John Podesta, Obama and others. But what set people to digging were their unusual words, unusual uses for words like pizza, hot dogs, pasta. That Obama paid $65,000 for hot dogs to be flown in for a White House party. Turns out that these words are common code words used by child predators to describe children and preferences. We were called crazy conspiracy theorists, we were called violent, we were called liars. We were right. There was a reason to ask questions. And Liz Krogan said we're at 4.4 million views counting thanks to all the awesome warriors fighting to expose crimes against children who shared this. Let's get to 10 million. And that's the thing I showed the other day. Project Veritas whistleblower Ryan Montgomery, a cybersecurity professional, was giving a tip about a disturbing website, and after a bit of digging he found a vast network of self-proclaimed pedophiles, murderers, rapists, and the open internet to prey on children. He said that pizza child cooking and other words were used as a code to prey on kids, which is disturbing. Okay, go back one more. There we go. Neil by Mouth said soon the world will know that the Russian military operation in that certain place that everyone is sending money to was a massive clean-up operation. The global elites were using that country as their dirty operations centre, from biolabs to drugs to human trafficking. War crime documents surface of Red Cross black market. What's Red Cross doing? They've done a lot of really disgusting things, actually. Red Cross was interested in children not for the treatment of diseases but for the extraction of organs. Okay, the Red Cross, okay, whatever that you think they do, think the opposite, and you're probably closer to the truth. Questions are circling over whether that country's Red Cross society has been engaged in what reports have referred to as shady activities that suggest the harvesting of organs. Okay, some of us already know this, but a lot of people don't. Taranenko had posted a video of what he asserted was a search of the Red Cross office in Mariupol on social media, where their suspicious materials mentioning children with healthy organs were found, as well as documents mentioning how to use weapons, including in a format intended for children. Does anyone remember those photos? I think it was my first channel, where humans were hung in a freezer. Does anyone remember that? I'm not sure if it's this place, but this reminded me of that. And in the chain, they are engaged in trafficking in human organs. Therefore, Bredickin does not exclude that Mariupol appropriate measures could be taken and children could be prepared for further removal of their organs, of course with the preliminary murder of the donor. Okay, so I don't think we need to know anymore. They're killing and taking organs. Alexandra Marshall said, I'm astonished by Rita's... Oh, here we go. You know Rita Panini... I call her Rita Panini. Panini? I don't know what her name is. From Sky News Australia, right? The one we thought might be okay? No, she's shilling for Big Pharma and, yeah. Alexandra Marshall said, I'm astonished by Rita's comments. Since when has it ever been acceptable to produce a product for a mandated public use, or any public use for that matter, that is potentially dangerous? Not to mention one that was declared safe and effective. The TGA can't have it both ways. But you could say that occurred because we had worldwide pandemic, we had these crippling lockdowns, and we needed a vaccine to be developed in record time. So to provide that corporate immunity to vaccine manufacturers, you can see why it was for the greater good, said Rita. No. And it's near the end, so I'm going to try and click on the right bit.
Okay, but on that, put that to one side, but that means, and Donald Light, sociologist, and the BMJ said, and I agree with him, that the public and doctors and even media and journalists must understand that as long as regulators take money from industry, and we're talking about industries here, multinational corporations whose only motive, legal obligation is to produce profit for their shareholders, and often, according to forensic psychologist Robert Hare, in their pursuit of profit, as entities, not individuals, they behave like psychopaths. Incapacity to experience guilt, deceitfulness, conning others for profit. So we have to understand who's really calling the shots here, Rowan. If we go to that is a huge assertion. So yeah, Rita.
Well, there can be very grim consequences for pharmaceutical companies if there are adverse reactions for individuals, and if individuals have been misled about the safety of a product. In this instance, though, there's some immunity provided to those companies. So take us through that and what that has done to how things are normally...
Rita, it's a really good point you raise, and quite shocking for most people, because even I wasn't fully aware, and I consider myself someone who's a public health campaigner, who's looking at evidence, looking at manipulations in excesses of pharma. And it was only much later on that I was told, when I researched it, because it wasn't mainstream news, it wasn't discussed in detail at the beginning, that drug companies, at the very beginning, who were manufacturing these vaccines, got immunity from governments across the world. If vaccine injuries were to occur, they could not be sued. Now, for me, and I've spoken to somebody, by the way, somebody who's quite senior, a corporate lawyer, who actually contacted me, very senior, involved in this, who didn't take the vaccine. For him, in all his work, he said to me, Dr. Malhotra, for me, that was a clear red flag that something fishy was going on, and that was enough for him not to take it.
But you could say that
Yeah.
occurred because, you know, we had a worldwide pandemic, we had these crippling lockdowns, and we needed a vaccine to be developed in record time.
Yeah.
So to provide that immunity, you can see why it was for the greater good.
Well, absolutely, Rita. But the fact is, if that was the case, they cannot then say, we know that this vaccine is completely safe and effective. Right? Because that means that the drug companies knew there may be a problem. And in fact, what this reanalysis showed in the journal, published in the journal Vaccine, by the way, where they showed greater harm, that showed a rate of serious adverse effects from the highest quality level of evidence of at least 1 in 800. Probably much higher for lots of other reasons. But why that's important is the public and doctors, and that's why I also was bought into the narrative, have always believed that vaccines have a special place in medicine.
Okay, you can tell me if you think she was shilling for the pharmaceutical companies. It sounded to me like she was. If you could hear that, that is. It was very low. Stefan said, breaking news, shocker, Prince Harry and the social climbing twat Meghan have officially separated as they're going in different directions in life. She got her pound of flesh money, and think of the support she'll get from useless left liberals like Oprah, etc. So they're separating. Aussie Bot said, weird. Okay, let's have a look at this one. Implemented health passports, suspended civil liberties, censored opposition, created 2 classes of citizens, forced healthy people into isolation, banned certain demographics from cinemas and restaurants, forced people to undergo unwanted medical interventions, used the media to control the public perception, and forced certain demographics out of their professions. Now, what did this guy do? Implemented health passports, suspended civil liberties, censored opposition, created 2 classes of citizens, forced healthy people into isolation, banned certain demographics from cinemas and restaurants, forced people to undergo unwanted medical interventions, used the media to control public perception, and forced certain demographics out of their professions. I'm pretty sure all of Australia did this, but this one was the worst. So what's the difference between these 2 people? Oh, Wazza from Melbourne said, I stand with Dan because I don't stand with racists, homophobes and neo-Nazis. This person's a bit of a... tosser. DC Drado said, wow, I just learned that a US citizen and YouTuber was imprisoned in Ukraine for speaking negatively about Zelensky's corruption. He now faces 13 years in jail. Why are we sending dollars to a country that imprisons Americans for free speech? And the State Department pleads the Fifth when asked about the American who publicly justified... State Department pleads the Fifth when asked about American detained in Ukraine. Of course they do. Bunch of wusses. Joey Manarino said most women under 30 today have been raised to do nothing in the house. They are unable to cook, clean or properly care for a man. They are unable to do laundry without shrinking the clothes. They don't understand you're supposed to wake up before the man does so you can prepare coffee, etc. Someone would do well to create a how-to course on YouTube teaching the basics of womanhood to the younger generation that clearly hasn't been housebroken. And I'm not saying this is all women, so if it don't apply, let it fly. That's a good saying. If it don't apply, let it fly. Okay, yeah, that's a good idea. Does someone want to do that? Since some seem to think this is controversial, it goes without saying that the man should be paying for the large majority, if not all, of the woman's needs. But if a man is doing that and receiving nothing in return, what is his motivation to continue doing so? Look, it's a team effort, right? Husband and wife. As far as I know, don't take any advice from me. I'm a single 52-year-old. Better not get ahead of myself. I'm not 53 yet. But I'm single, okay? So don't take advice from me. But really, you should be working as a team. If the man does go out and earn everything and bring it all home to you, you should be cooking, cleaning, looking after him, the house. Yeah. Am I a misogynist? No. Oh dear. Yeah, zero. This is common sense. Yeah, if a man's not getting anything, what's to stop him looking somewhere else? That's why you do for your man. You make sure he's happy and vice versa. And, well, I don't know. I've been watching the whatever podcast and that's just mind-blowing, the women on there. Some of the women, okay? Not all of them. Some of the women on there are like, oh my goodness. They're gonna face reality pretty hard and pretty fast. Eve said, do I get extra credit for earning the same as my husband and still preparing all his meals, cleaning the house, growing a garden and doing his laundry? Joey said, yep, you're the best. Oh dear. Come on, man, said Albo's a disgrace as he desperately attacks the no voters. If you don't want division, don't back this hater. Albo is a grubby racist and calling people Chicken Little for calling him out on his ridiculous attacks is atrocious. Vote no and sack this atrocious PM. Dud PM. Listen to this.
To their appeals to fear and their even more ludicrous invitations to jump at our own shadows. That's because Australians have a healthy scepticism of doomsayers. A scepticism kept in good health by memories of all the predictions offered by
a scepticism brought in by propaganda from the government.
The Chicken Littles of the past.
The Chicken Littles of the past? What, the sky is falling? Someone actually asked what Chicken Little was. Okay. Simon Atiba said, breaking outrage, President Joe Biden releases strong statement, denounces Uganda's Anti-Homosexuality Act as shameful and urges repeal. Threatens to cut aid, but President Kaguta Museveni does not seem to be moved. He wrote, the enactment of Uganda's Anti-Homosexuality Act is a tragic violation of universal human rights, one that is not worthy of the Ugandan people and one that jeopardises the prospects of critical economic growth for the entire country. I join with people around the world, including many in Uganda, in calling for its immediate repeal. No one should have to live in constant fear for their life or being subjected to violence and discrimination. It's wrong. Really, Joe Biden? I think you should leave the country alone and let them decide for themselves. How about you? Do you think that? Nick Holt said China sets its sights on Dan Andrews early, perceiving him as a perfect target. A man who'd been subjected to bullying in his formative years, plagued by profound self-consciousness, devoid of resolute masculine attributes, and ready to embrace any means for the pursuit of power. That describes him down to a T. Sean Rickard said yet another conspiracy theory becomes conspiracy fact. Majority of hospitalised deaths from the coup were due to untreated bacterial pneumonia. I told you this was BS from the beginning. It was a flu. It was another flu. And we got the whole world to lock down over a flu. Unbelievable. Liz Churchill said the WF, UN and WHO are a collection of mass murderers that operated as the world's most dangerous terrorist organisation ever known to man. And I'd agree with that too. Oh, this was weird. Brock Riddick shared this picture and I thought, what the fuck was that? They look like aliens. They could be real and I'm just in denial. But until I see one, because this is a very blurry, why can we never get clear footage? Why is it always blurry? It's interesting anyway. Kanye West immediately got dropped by his bank for saying offensive things on social media, but Jeffrey Epstein never got dropped from his bank for being a pedo. Balenciaga hasn't been dropped by their banks despite posting grotesque child abuse. Are you starting to understand? Avi Yemeni said good riddance, said Mark McGowan calls it quits. Western Australian Premier's gone. Gone. White Rabbit Podcast said, good God, they're not even hiding their murderous intentions to cause to a Western civilization famine anymore. John Kerry said farmers must stop growing food to meet net zero. Good luck with that, mate. They can go and shove it up their rear end. Joey Manarino said Thursday we can start calling Pride Month Boycott Month because there's no way they won't be coming from the children 24/7. Bud Light wants to attract younger drinkers. Target wants kids to be crawling and walking billboards for satanic propaganda. Now Coles has joined the attack with LGBTQ fashions for young kids, and it's not even June yet. So on Thursday, expect an onslaught of LGBTQ propaganda aimed at your children coming from candy companies, soda companies, toy makers, video games, and we will boycott every one of them. Because we have the power of the purse and we will send a message. Hands off our children, and we'll be laughing as we do it. Good stuff. That's the way to do it. Alexandra Marshall said the Voice is about erasing the concept of citizenship. It's no longer enough to be Australian. Whether you were born here or chose to become Australian, you will never be a First Nations person. You will never have spiritual affinity with the land of your birth. You are a second-class citizen forever. This is not your home. Welcome to country ceremonies are designed to remind you of that everywhere you go. And pay the rent, race taxes and race-based national park lockouts will ensure it stays that way. This is the end of democracy and equality for Australia and the start of the UN's racial equity power game. There you go. They're not even the first people in Australia, so there you go. There were pygmies here before the Aboriginals. Yeah, anyway, let's not mention that. Dan Andrews said Mark McGowan led his state through a 1 in 100 year crisis and worked... This is Dan Andrews, right? The Nazi, right? Saying that the Western Australian Premier led his state through a 1 in 100 year crisis and worked hard to deliver every single day. What propaganda? At National Cabinet, I saw Mark stick to his values and above all put the people of WA first, last, I think he meant. Congratulations, comrade. What? What? And the comments went nuts. Oh dear, hang on. Where are the people who started saying comrade? Yeah, there you go. Comrade. Red flag. China. Nowadays in China, comrade means homosexual. Kid you not, so I suppose it could cover a bromance. Aussiebot said, you are the virus. It was a joke on all of us, this whole thing. That's what I think. Millions were killed. With the coup for profit, it was an act of... Oh, yeah, I don't even think it was an act of biological. I don't think anything escaped. Oh, no, don't. I like that. Oh, my God, I knew I was going to do that. I was even thinking while I was reading it, do not like this tweet, okay? It's Dan Andrews. Don't like it. What I will do is quote it and say... that. Melinda Richards said, you may hate... I think I just showed that, didn't I? Okay. Morgan said, in case you need another reason to boycott Target, they are also using your money to fund employees out-of-state abortions. Click to sign the petition to stop this. I know. Thank you to everyone for signing the petition to stop Target from funding abortions to employees. If you haven't, go sign. I don't live in America, so I don't feel like I should sign. David Southwick MP said, we have referred the Andrews Labor government to Victoria Police over infrastructure rorts. Jacinta Allen needs to answer very serious questions regarding corruption allegations on major transport projects under her watch. And 10 News first in Melbourne said Victoria's big build has been rocked by allegations of rorting that could be costing taxpayers millions of dollars, with subcontractors allegedly claiming work that never happened. And the opposition is taking the issue to Victoria Police. Good. So they should. Look, seriously, anyone knows that when people do tenders for the government or go for jobs for the government, they rip them off, okay? Most people know that. They put the price up as soon as it's government because they know taxpayers are paying for it. It's not right, but they do it. Elon Musk said, transparency builds trust. Seeing shit clearly now, look at that. I don't think I'd like one of those toilets. How about you? Anyway, but yeah, seeing shit clearly. Betty Johnson said, breaking, Dylan Mulvaney comes out as straight. You're being played by Miss 5 O'Clock Shadow. Let's have a listen.
So I recently told my parents that I may be a little bit romantically interested in women. And that was a big shock for them, considering the past 10 years of coming out as gay, then queer, then non-binary, then trans. And I think it was just a bit of a shock. So I tell my dad, and he goes, well, I would love to see you get a woman pregnant. And I said, oh, no, she would be getting me. So I recently told my parents that I may be a little bit romantic.
So what's going on here? This person's very confused. They want a woman to get them pregnant. Another trans person. But you can't get pregnant, mate. You're a man. Help me make it make sense. Charlie Kirk said, I've obtained an exclusive internal email from Target Leadership to Management reaffirming their support for grooming kids and LGBTQIA content for minors. And I think I've read that one the other day. So let's go back to the chat. Oh, what did I do there? Just bear with me. I'll be with you in a sec. Oh, shit. What the hell? Hang on a sec. Just while I sort this out. What is going on here? No. No. Sorry, guys. I'll be with you in a minute. As soon as I work out what the hell I've done here. I'm getting there. Believe me. Oh, there we are. My stomach's growling. Oh, my goodness. There we go. Am I all right now? I was trying to move the thing over. And instead, I grabbed the picture and moved that. There we go. Okay. Hey, damn it, Mandy. How you going? Elena. MJ. Pat. Who else have we got here? Facts over feelings, how you going? MJ said, real weekend warrior vid reveals a lot. His latest RE LeBron's friends and investor guys. Carl, how you going? Hello from Japan. Wow. Whoa, it jumped again. There we go. Okay, how far back can I go? Hey, Menacing Muskrat, how you going? Dennis Biz, how you going? George, how you going? Sherry, how you going? Who else have I got? Lisa, how you going? Yes, hot dogs is actual code for some pedo stuff, yes. Definitely. Okay. I think I'm at the beginning, near the beginning. Dennis Best said, morning all lovelies. Hi, Hev, lots happening now. Yes, there is. Bits are coming out. There's a lot going on behind the scenes. Even the Curry Lake stuff is, they're finding a lot of problems. I'll just put it that way. Damn it, man. He said, hit that like, please, y'all. Thank you. Alex said, yeah, hey, Lisa, yeah, and yes, the FBI released a spreadsheet of pedo codes and it's all over their leaked emails. Yep. Menacing Muskrat said, wow, the crap information is really flowing. Nothing can stop what's coming. Yep. Alex said, yeah, wouldn't want to be on the Clintons' Christmas card list, eh, Muskrat? Oh, apparently the Obama side people too. Well, Obama does anyway. Dennis Smith said, hi, I'm Jay Missy T. I'm finally here. Lots been happening in my next life. I'm going to be Hev's Chookie. It's action-packed today, said Menacing Muskrat. Dennis Smith said, hi, Alex. Menacing Muskrat, love and hugs all round. Sherry said, putting one to arrest Lindsey Graham. One could only hope, the old rhino. Yeah, seriously. It's just, it's all nuts. Alex said, what happened to Putin's arrest warrant? That was short-lived. He's been trying to expose the pedos for years. Menacing Muskrat said, I'm watching the lady die. On Odysee. Ooh. Alex said, inverted world. Dennis Biss said, hi George, so what's news? A lot. Missy T said he's right. Elena said Putin called out the Bolsheviks. Alex said, I watched that a few weeks ago. Such a good documentary, Muskrat. Menacing Muskrat said, loads of questions, Alex. Missy T said, they talk about everything but the real problems. Sex offenders running the world, yeah. And using blackmail to keep everyone under control. Once that lid blows, there's no putting it back on. Alex said she knew and even wrote it in letters. And Alex said, yes, Missy. And Dennis Biz said, imagine when the kids grow up, they find out what their push for rainbow flag means. Missy T said, diversions. MJ said, calling a spade a spade. Alex said, that's why it's so corrupt, because they're all covering for each other. Sicko, trying to make it legal. Dennis Biz said, I think at even that age, I would have told them to get lost. Menacing Muskrat said, Yeshua is coming soon. And I did want to thank whoever donated the other day. I didn't want to say, because the name came up on the email, and I didn't want to say the name in case that's not what you go by on YouTube. So whoever donated to me the other day, please let me know so I can thank you. But thank you anyway. Alex said that's why it's so corrupt, because they're all covering for each other. Sicko, trying to make it legal. Yes, exactly. And they've been doing this for years. And yeah, I've been watching it since at least 2014-15. But it wasn't mainstream yet. Like all these agendas didn't come out until later on. But yeah, I've been watching. And before that, it was all the UN Agenda 21 from 2008 to 2013-14, learning about that. But they have been trying to legalize pedo for years. Dennis Bez says, I think even at that age I would have told them to get lost. Yep. Alex said, I wouldn't want to mess with God. He's coming back with his wrath for sure. Menacing Muskrat said, repent and prepare. Can I get an amen? Amen, Menacing Muskrat. And Alex said amen too. MJ said, as many as you want, Muskrat. Amen. And everyone's saying amen. And Alina said, absolutely, 100%. He's right. Missy T said, that's what happened to Tom Hanks. Missy T said they cut from the footage. Alex said, bombarded. They won't be able to walk down the street. No. Yeah. Well, did you see Trudeau? And at the last minute, he stood on the side of the van and waved out over the car door. Yeah, I could think of many things to do when he did that. But anyway, let's not worry about that. Thumb twiddler. What? Who that? Missy T said Trudeau's gay. Dennis Biss says they're angry, rightly so. Exactly. Alex said people have had enough and more people are waking up and peed off. Definitely. It's when the quiet people start to rise when we'll really start seeing fireworks. Yep. Menacing Muskrat said they won't be able to walk down the streets. Absolutely. Yeah, Dennis Biss said absolutely, Alex. Elena said, it's all good, guys. We have anti-Semitic laws in place and we're all Semites. Look deep in the history, upside down world. Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. MJ said it will get out of their pools. Elena said, who read garbage? Alex said, very feminine looking is Trudeau, yes. Dennis Biss said, it's getting intolerable, let's face it, to be honest. Yep, I've had it up to here. I've had it. But I'm still following it, and that's why I laugh at it, because you got it, like, the news is going to get absolutely ridiculous until people wake up. We knew, I said this a couple of years ago when I was on Facebook, this is going to get absolutely ridiculous till people see it. We're being shown. Alex said it's been bubbling for ages and something's going to give very soon. Yes, I believe so. I personally can't wait. And Dennis Biss said, yes, Alex, bigger bubbles for sure. George said the world's gone mad. Alex said, sooner we can turn the tables on them, the better. Alex said they've always been far more of us than them. People just have to believe that these monsters don't have the power. We do. Exactly. Exactly. People need to stop listening. Damn it, Mandy said the people need to take their country back, the US and Australia. Yep. Everywhere. Dennis Spears says Australia's still accepting too much, but I think soon, shortly, that's going to change and turn around. Damn it, Mandy said, damn, that's insane, National Sorry Day. Oh, we have them a couple of times a year, believe me. It feels like we're always saying sorry. To who? I don't know. For what? I don't know. Even our Prime Minister years ago had a sorry day, you know, and said sorry, but that's not what it's about. They're being, look, the little kids are being attacked and killed and raped and all sorts of things, right? And there's a reason why they were taken. It's happening still. Alex said, and I honestly think people are realising that. Missy T said, UK oncologists have spoken out. Good. Menacing Muskrat said, called hypercancer. Alex said, sorry, they're all idiots, lol. Damn it, Mandy said, Laura Loomer tells it like it is. I remember when she lost a Twitter account and then changed herself to headquarters. Glad she's back. Well done. Yeah, well, Laura Loomer's, I think, was she calling out MTG? I don't know. There's a bit of weirdness going on too with, you know, what's going on. But I agree with her. If people don't say something about these things and bring it out, like, how long are we going to go around this circle for? Before someone breaks away and says, hey. Missy T said the head. Yep. And the head cardiologist. Oh, cool. MJ said invert. No. Alex said keep away from anything that government suggests is good. Yeah, anything they say is good is bad, and anything they say is bad is good. Same as media, mainstream media. Mainstream media came out a few years ago and said that ibuprofen was bad, which makes me think it's good. That's as easy as it is. Okay? When they were demonising hydroxychloroquine all over the news and everything, what did I do? I ran out and tried to get some and got some. Yeah, and it helped me. It helped me in huge ways. And because I looked up what it was for after Mr. Trump mentioned it, right? And he pointed to the reporter and he said, and you should try it. And I thought, oh, what is that? So I looked it up and it's an anti-inflammatory. And I believe a lot of problems are from inflammation. And mine certainly was an inflamed gut that would just like look like you're pregnant one minute and God knows the next. And it worked. Menacing Muskrat said ivermectin can cure many. I believe so too. Menacing Muskrat. Elena said that's a man. MJ said hyper things. Selena said just woke, I found you. Good to see you, Selena. Alex said if a woman can burn enough fat, it's possible to have what looks like an Adonis belt, but not sure if it's called the same thing in women. I don't know. I read something that said if women have that, there's something possibly wrong. I don't know, unless you're like one of those, what do you call them? The weightlifter ones. I don't know. Missy T said, hi, Selena. Everyone's saying, hi, Selena. Missy T said, athletes do. How do we know they're not men? Pretending to be women. I don't know. That's something to look into anyway, for me. If women can get Adonis belts, that's something I haven't seen. Menacing Muskrat says, where's Shannon and Socks? He could be on, what do you call it? Shift work. MJ said, Alex, men have it, but it's blatant arrow pointing to the package, like very obviously women can have it, but I heard it's very difficult. That's what I mean. I think if women have it, they'd have to be like full-on weightlifters, wouldn't they? You know, the show people? I don't know. Question, so when was Jesus born? no idea. Why do I have no idea? I don't. Dennis Beers says, strange how DeSantis' sister died before he came push for presidency. His sister was a financial employee at KPMG and lived on or near the premises. Strange. Really? MJ said when we were attacked. Alex said it's called an Apollo belt in women apparently. I did the insanity challenge about 10 years ago and nearly achieved one. Really? Oh, there you go. MJ said, Alex, the diet and regime is tough, right? Missy T said, apparently to become an elite you have to sacrifice someone close to you. Yes, that has been known for quite a while. They do. Like Lady Gaga. Apparently the lady who actually made all her songs got killed. Was her friend. They were working together. And then Lady Gaga took the songs and went with it after the other girl died. Pushed over a balcony somewhere. Elena said DeSanctimonious was pushed by the media big time. MM said, hi Hev, hi everyone, I'm late, much love to all. Hey MM, how you going? MJ said, Pride Month, think of it as pedo ride to Gitmo. Let's hope so. Alex said a woman would need to get below 15% body fat to get what looked like the Apollo Adonis belt, but it's dangerous to have such low fat in women. That's what I mean. There's a danger. I knew there was some sort of danger. I didn't know what it was. But yes, you have to have a very low body fat percentage. Pardon me. Which is dangerous. There you go. So if you do have an Adonis belt and you're a lady, just make sure you get medical checkups somehow. I don't know how, because I don't trust a doctor. Maybe that's a sign to tell you need to put more weight on. Alex said, hey, MM, glad you made it. MJ said, geez, I don't know, 15% body fat, hair loss, no boobs. Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't want that. Alex said, yeah, it's not easy to be an athlete. That's why a lot of them retire young, because such a strain on the body. MJ said, LeBron video I mentioned refer children as tacos. Oh, really? Missy T said, and the UN. Dennis Biz said, Red Cross, another sinister corporation, definitely. Well, after they raised all that money for the bushfires in Australia 3 or 4 years ago, they didn't give it to the people. They were keeping it for the next emergency. But that's not what people gave the money for. They gave it to people for the fires, and that didn't happen. Yeah, Red Cross. And weren't the Red Cross the ones sending all that cash? Remember those Red Cross boxes on that plane or ship or whatever it was somewhere? Had all that money in it? Elena said yes. Dennis Biss says, wasn't that Picton hanging in a shed? Don't know. MJ said, unfortunately, yes. Missy said, ordered on the dark web. Alex said, it'll all come out in the wash. Certainly a lot of dirty laundry being aired by them. Elena said, that's what Bolsheviks do. Sherry said, I've seen the pics of humans hanging in the freezer somewhere. Been a while. Yeah, no, that was, yeah, I remember it was a fridge with humans hanging in there. A fridge or a freezer. Yeah, Sherry, I agree. It was a couple of years ago now. Might have been 2020 when it was going around. There were humans hanging in a freezer. Like a meat locker freezer. Not something I want to see again, but anyway. Missy T said concentration camps for organ orders. MJ said he's on point. Missy T said he's a good guy. MJ said she is stupid. Missy T said spoke to his family before he whistleblowed. Missy T said knew his life would be endangered. There you go. Menacing Muskrat said Picton Farms in Vancouver, BC. His mum's sister is a piece of work too. She was in reinstate. Dennis Biss said, can't stand reader, likely controlled. Yep. Yeah, I've heard her say a few things that I've gone, So, and I know Sky News Australia put me on there and as a Q conspiracy theorist. And they were giving me heaps. I don't care. All I said was, where we go one, we go all. from Australia. Anyway, I knew Sky was corrupt years ago. Alex says, that doctor whose dad dies and then he came out after that but was promoting jibs before, I couldn't hear that properly. I'm not sure, Alex. Oh, Missy T said no, Alex, head cardiologist. MJ said both addicts for sure. MJ said ladder cokey head. Alex said, who am I thinking of? It was another doctor. Missy T said there is another doctor that happened to, and Alex said, yeah, can't remember his name. And MJ said, Joey, shut up. Missy T said he's based in London, that doctor. MJ said, you sugar my coffee, I'll cream yours, dummy. Alex said, did you watch that Eamon Holmes, Phil Schofield thing earlier? Can't stand Dan Wootton and played it right at the end of the show. Won't make that mistake, part 3 tomorrow, apparently. I didn't watch it. Missy T said, yeah, I watched it, Alex. More is to come out. Alex said, I'd rather miss it and skip through. Missy T's laughing. Alex said, yeah, it's another Jimmy Savile, I reckon. Ah, the guy who... He came out gay, didn't he? Yeah, that was to cover up children, a young male. As far as I know. Yeah. Alex said, I won't be watching Dan's show tomorrow, lol. Missy T said it's on other ITV programs too. Alex said, although Kim Woodburn cracked me up, she's a legend. Alex said, I watched it on YouTube. Missy T said, more cover-ups on ITV programs. Missy T said, links from this morning too. MJ said, it's a video, very real. MJ said, McAllister TV. Oh, I haven't caught up with her for ages. I haven't been catching up with anyone for ages. I'm going to have to get back into that. I've got this week off, so... And I'm babysitting actually on Saturday night this time instead of Friday night. So Saturday live stream will go this week. Dennis Biz said, watch Ricardo Bossy last Rumble pulling out some serious government statistics. Government is frying itself. Yeah. Alex said, luckily they have clipped the show for anyone who wants to watch it. And there's a link there. Menacing Muskrat said, Dennis Biz, does Ricardo have his own? Alex said, not sure about Eamon though, or any of them who kept quiet to save their jobs, then come out about it when it's already broken to save their own skin. Yeah, you've got to be aware of those people. Missy Team said, Holmes knows there's links. Pat Ryan said, Chicken Little found that fear made all the other chickens stay inside and she had the barnyard all to herself. Yep. Because she kept on telling everyone the sky was falling, didn't she? Dennis Biz said, Ricardo started the Australia One Party. He's getting into the Senate to expose crimes. And Menacing Muskrat shared a link, though, of Ricardo Bossy. Alex said, yeah, and I bet he won't tell anyone. He said 4 big executives. Who? Did he mean the CEO? Elena said, we're the only species on Earth that pay for living. I know. Isn't it ridiculous? Pay for water, and I used to say, look, they're going to try and tax you for breathing next, and I worked out how they were doing that, and that was through all this carbon BS. That's how they can charge you for breathing. That'll be next. They won't make it. And Menacing Muskrats shared another Rumble video there. Missy said, I think it's been United Front to bring it all down. Bosses. Flyby Stu said, what's happening, Heaven Gang? Oh, a little bit. Not really that much, but a little bit. Missy T said, of this morning in ITV. Alex said, I won't forget Eamon gaslighting Denise Welsh when she was trying to talk about convid and mental health. I told him ITV would drop him like a sack of spuds on Twitter. Menacing Muskrat said, did you find your picture, Flyby Stu? Alex said, I doubt he saw that, though. Flyby Stew said, good evening, good morning. Everyone's saying hello to Flyby Stew. Missy said, I think it's a ring. Alex said, I hope it all comes crashing down. Sal said, g'day Hev and g'day all. What news have I missed? A bit, Sal, a little bit. More on Epstein and more on just weirdness going on and people resigning and Nursing Muskrat said, we need another live show. Missy T said, stuff's been getting leaked for 4 years. Alex said, I suppose it is now, 1:30 a.m. flyby. Flyby said, I'll be rewatching later. Missy T said, God, this bloke. Oh, where was it? It's jumped again. Okay, where am I up to? Just bear with me, guys, while I find where I was. Yeah, there we go. Alex said, this fool has been gaslighting us for months with his trans agenda. Missy T said, I don't think any gender wants him. And Alex is laughing at me. Sal said, I don't think I'll be seeing a pride display in Maryland's Target, Hev. Yeah, possibly not. But I don't know. Have you looked, Sal? I know Maryland's Target. I used to go there a lot when I was younger. Alex said, technology, eh? Flyby Stu said, if there's one thing I've seen enough of is static trans crap. And Alex said, technology even, lol. Sal said, follow the money as always. Alex said, glad people boycotted the associated brands though. Alex said, yeah, Zal, they've left such a sloppy paper trail. Flyby Stu said, menacing Muskrat, not as yet, but I got a few more boxes to check. Pat said they want to go back to the garden to the time before God created woman and have one gender, no women. I thought they wanted it in between. Like their God of, you know, who has boobs and a, you know, pee-pee, you know. Yeah, that thing with the horns, you know. Alex said, dirty deeds eventually catch up to everyone. Dirty deeds done dirt cheap. That's a song by AC/DC. Dennis Biz says, not sure about Dr. Malhotra. He advocates for Australian Dr. Ross Walker. Well, guessing they're making a lot of money. Could be. Menacing Muskrat said, perfect flyby. I'll pray you find it. That would go viral. Dennis Biz said they've apparently been working on mRNA since 1966. Flyby said, Alex, I think that's called karma. MJ said, Dennis, where I'm from, we have Nobel Prize winners who worked on it. UMass 2006 Nobel winners for mRNA. Alex said, can't wait until every day is a step closer. Missy T said, when that happens, the aliens will appear. Menacing Muskrat said, October 28th, 2017, first Q-drop. MJ said, Abby, on the same street, it's lovely, the world is mad. Abv? Alex said, don't forget to contest that new law the WF want to invoke on every country to take away our autonomy in the next pandemic that they keep saying is coming. Yeah, it's going to be another scare event, like the last one was. They're going to try and scare everyone to get more of these things. Flyby Stu said, wasn't it Dr. Malone that created mRNA? Don't quote me on that. Been that many rabbit holes. Yeah, I know what it's like. Flyby Stu, they start getting intermingled. Well, they're all connected anyway. It doesn't matter how many rabbit holes you go down to, you will find that everything is connected. So, yeah, Dennis Biz said lots of planes flying around here yesterday. A couple of weeks ago, there was a huge military cargo plane flyover. Usually never happens. I'm hearing that there's a lot of military, a lot of planes and stuff flying around and doing things. Oh, that's a nice hot cuppa. Elena said you should look into natural law. Alex said, yeah, I've seen karma unfold many times, flyby. Menacing Muskrat said, first drop, anonymous ID. Hillary Clinton will be arrested between 7:45 a.m. 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Monday, the morning on October 30th, 2017. I wonder if that Q post is going to line up. It might, you know. I've been wondering, I've been thinking that someone's going to be arrested soon. Who will it be and when will it be? Flyby Stu said, just watch who attends WF and yeah, know your enemy. Hey, Joe, how you going? Dennis Biz said the supposed earthquakes in Melbourne yesterday more seemed like a bomb going off. Saw a video. They were explaining it was a Pentecostal sign being to watch for coming of God blessings. Missy T said immunology problems. And Missy T said, hey, Joe. And Elena said a woman can't have an Adonis belt. That's what I thought. I really didn't think they could. I think it's very, very unhealthy for a woman to have one. There is something wrong. You should go to a doctor. That's all I heard, okay? If a woman has an Adonis belt, there's something wrong. She should go and get seen to. And George said, hey, Joe. And Alex said, hey, Joe. And Dennis Bears said, I don't have a stomach. I have a bulging belly. I do gym and it just doesn't want to go away. Oh, no. More sit-ups and crunches and, oh, they're hard to do. They hurt my neck. But I still try to do them. Alex said, it looks like an Adonis belt, but it's not. It's only when a woman gets to 15% body fat or less, but that's very dangerous and a strain on the body. Yeah. Okay, let's just agree that there might be a problem if you're a woman with an Adonis belt. Maybe, okay? Flyby Stew said, I don't watch any mainstream, so no telly license. I don't support nonsense. Good on you, Flyby Stew. If I had to pay for a television license, I wouldn't either. I'd be going, no, I don't watch your TV. Thank you. Menacing Moscow said, where's Mary 40? I loved her channel. I know. I'd love to see her. I think she was absolutely hammered, though. I think she was like, people were after her. She was probably getting death threats. Elena said, Sanctimonious is Yale's Skull and Bones in that Elmo crap club. Missy T said, athletes have a strict diet regime. Alex said, I think there are men who have transitioned into women who have actual Adonis belts, which is why men are men and women are women. No amount of synthetic hormones can change human anatomy. Yeah, that's why I said maybe if you know a woman with an Adonis belt, maybe have a good look. Or tell them they need to go and see someone if they might need help. Elena said all governments are corporations and gay. Alex said or shopping or stuffing. People treat their bodies more like a roast dinner these days. Yeah, I don't know how some people can eat so much. Like, I have little dinners and it's quite fine, satisfying for me. Like it's slightly bigger than a little sandwich plate, right? That you got, it's probably, sandwich plate's probably that big, right? Well, my plate's probably that big and then you got the big dinner plates, right? I cannot eat a dinner plate full of food. It has to be the next one down. I just can't, I don't know. Where are we? Dennis Best says, Alina, not surprised. Trump sure pushed him warp speed to the forefront, exposed for sure. Brandon Lee O'Connor reveals what DeSantis is, knows him well. There you go. Alex said, bodies, chopping. Flyby Stu said, I'll have to Google that, Alex. Alex said, bloody letters getting in the way of my fingers. Alex said, I meant people seem to chop and stuff their bodies like people do with roast chicken, plastics. Oh, yes. Sorry, yep. Elena said, Dennis Biz, they all push the quack scene. I trust no one. MJ said, Hev, take that with joy. Go, girl. Reality theorist. Yeah, exactly. We are, spoiler alerts now. That's what we are. Flyby Stew said it's called fat finger syndrome. I get that when I've got two-head syndrome. Yeah, I get, what do you call it? Butterfinger syndrome. When I can't type at all anymore. It's just, yeah, all the time on the phone. Alex said it came out so wrong and should have stopped there like they should. Flyby Stew said, British TV all nonsense or covering for them just as bad. Alex said, you'll have to make some chicken videos. Oh, yeah, definitely. Oh, where'd that go? Yep, okay. Elena said all countries, governments and municipalities are corporations. America since 1871 official. There you go. Selena said, gotta fly, blessings to all. You too, Selena. Flyby Stew said, what goes tap, 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 tap? A blind man's stick, lol. Elena said, they forgot to tell us the truth that we were slaves. We still live in feudalism. Alex said, I agree, Flyby. They're all linked somehow, and like they covered for Jimmy Savile, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. These monsters are all over, in Parliament too. They're in everywhere. Most high positions, most, not all, but most high positions are run by these people. And God help us. Dennis Beers said, Andrew has his minion closing streets and stopping cars going through, wanting to do more LGBT F-turd cafes. Missy T said there's a link to the McCanns. Ooh, between who? I seen something on the McCanns the other day. Things coming out. Alex said they've been able to get away with it for so long they managed to seep into every crack like cockroaches. Yes, that is nearly 100 years of infiltration. That's what's happened. Elena said America was made communist in 1933, masquerading as capitalism, aka imperialism, and spreading democracy all over the world by force. Zal said, Hev, Maryland's these days is Moosey Central, along with Guildford, Auburn, Lakemba, and Campsie. Yes, I could imagine, Zal. Seriously. Been that way for a while now. My nose feels like it's running. Is it just the cold air that's doing it? Because I normally don't have a runny nose till I come on here. Oh. Dennis Biss said LGBTQ let Biden go trip Q, something like that, not quite along those lines. Flyby Stew said Sonia Poulton. MJ said Abvi Farmer. Oh, okay. Eleno said who can only scare themselves at this point? Yes. Alex said I think, because I remember monkeypox, except that only affected gay people and children and animals, because people were doing things with children and animals that had monkeypox. Weirdos. Horrible. Alex said, I think that seed for Maddie the other day was probably to justify the extra $300,000 on top of the $13 million public money already gone into the McCann bank account. That's right. They said she was dead, and they've just given another £300,000 to the Madeleine McCann Foundation. Why? If she's dead. And when did they report that without, like, they just snuck it in there, didn't they? Alex said search. Yeah, that was it. You sent it to me, Alex. Elena said the fact that they are speaking freely about Obama is now a good sign. Dennis Biss said, I'd wonder why the Australian government funded extra cholera vaccines, found out US gain of function for anthrax and cholera. That doesn't surprise me. MJ said, Elena, I hope so. Good things round the bend. Yep. Dennis Biss said, mind you, considering we don't have cholera in Oz, it's all strange and not okay. Something to keep watch on. Well, definitely. And I believe there are labs here in Australia as well. Everywhere, I think. Hey, Rutchkin, HQ and ivermectin are antiparasitic, also cures inflammation and autoimmunes and cancer. I believe so. Rutchkin. Elena said the bone structure doesn't change, only men have Adonis belt if they are skinny, not full big belly. Missy T said your stomach is as big as a fist unless stretched for long periods. Yep. Yeah, well, that's about right. That's all I can, on a plate that's about, this big. And I'm a little eater. I'm like a bird, seriously. Alex said it just looks like one on a woman. If you have burnt that much fat and the muscle is more prominent. Okay, just looks like one. MJ said, I do love the look on men. It's attractive on men. Adonis belt. It's very male, distinct like the male shoulders, arms on women. Yeah, I like men's, yeah. Men have a physique that's, yeah, I'm not going to say anything. It's appealing. The men's, you know, physique to a woman is supposed to be appealing, and vice versa. We're supposed to be appealing to each other. Yeah. Not confusion. Anyway. Alex said, I've really good stomach muscles. Nearly got that line when I was going hard at the gym in an instant insanity challenge, but it's not sustainable without being so strict. Women are designed to have more fat. That's what I think. Softer. Dennis Biz said McGowan actually doesn't look like McGowan, if you know what I mean. Guessing we need to keep watching the movie. Yep, I think so. Alex said, it's hard to explain, lol. Zal said, the cabal monsters are embedded in every layer of our society. That's why total breakdown must occur. But don't worry, we're all being watched, and when the dome drops, they'll be toast. Yep. Let's toast them. And not as in toasting with an alcoholic beverage. Oh, dear. Oh, I've gone past it now. Where am I? Deb, hello from Adelaide. I have had vertigo for 2 days. Oh, no. I hope you're all right, Deb. I don't know, if you get vertigo, do you lay down? Is that dizzy feeling? Zal said, hey, Dennis, if you ever seen the Liability Mate channel run by Wayne Glue, you'll find McClown won't be getting away with anything. Good. Elena said they just shuffle money between foundations. MJ said, I do wonder about Madeline's little siblings, and they must be grown up by now. Alex said, those 80s, 90s show were all quite blatant when you look back at them. Jimmy Savile and Rolf Harris touching up young women on TV. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Everyone's saying, hey, Deb. Elena said, keep your heads up and your vibes high. Yes, definitely. MJ said, hey, Deb, I hope you feel better. Yeah. Elena said, Adonis belt on a man is super sexy. Yep. Flyby Stew said, hey up, Deb Richardson, good to see ya. King Snurgle, damn, missed a whole hour of it. Desbiz says, yes, Sal, keep close watch on Liability. Mate Ricardo interviewed Rod Colleton and Len Harris recently. Australia had better wake up fast. They're not going to wait much longer. MJ said, better late than never, King. Zal said, g'day, hope you're well. Alex said, now it's all been turned upside down. You need to know if your chick used to have a dick and if people are still puber. Yeah. Yeah, if I was a guy, I'd be wanting proof that that chick is not a guy now. Zal said, g'day, hope you're well. Alex said, now it's all been turned upside down. Yep, I read that one. Elena said, most of them personalities are inverted from a young age. Deb said, yep, first day I can put my head up. Oh, no. Yeah, stay laying down if you get like... My mum's got that constantly now when she stands up. Ooh, I hate that feeling. Sal said, Dennis Biz, I think many are wising up, but in a powerless situation. Deb said, lots of people stepping down. Yep. Alex said, crazy old train we're on. Elena said, I'm so happy I got to see you again. You too, Elena. Dennis Biz says, yes, Sal, very much often do. Alex said, they always do, Deb, like rats jumping from a sinking ship. Alex said, we need more comments. Guys, I'm going to leave it there. I might just check things to make sure I don't miss anything like I did the other day. Yep, no, that's fine. Okay, cool. We'll see if there's any more comments before I do go. Flyby Stew said, we're on that train with no brakes, for fuck's sake. Missy T said, could be low blood pressure. Yes. Yes, definitely. I think with my mum it is. Missy T said, sorry, I read that one. Alex said, sending love to your mum, Hev. And Missy T said, a banana daily helps. Oh, I better get on to my mum and tell her to eat bananas. Alex said, great surprise live, Hev. Zal said, I'm wondering if this all this pond scum are going into their underground bases. Missy T said it raises potassium levels. Okay. And Deb said, much love, nice to catch up. Yeah, I'm gonna go, guys. I might be back tomorrow or the next day. We'll see what happens. Old car accident, Deb? Yes. I am Kai said, love you all. Love you too, I am Kai. Much love to you all, and I'll see you either tomorrow or the next day. Look out for me. I'll be back. Okay, guys, have a good one.
I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I've changed for the better this time. I thought I would never be fine. I strive just to say I'm alright, and for the first time in a long time I'm alright. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I'm not falling. I'll push all my chips and call all in. I'll bet on myself, you keep stalling. I hear destiny and it's calling. I'll keep my head up high through the downs and lows, and we're all going live. Still nobody knows, but I'ma choose what's right and take what comes and goes. And ain't no one in life holding me back no more. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. Back a year ago.